Sometimes when you're writing a loop, you need a way to shortcut the loop or to break out of the loop, and Python has controls for this. Let's go ahead and make a working copy of loopcontrol.py. Call this loopcontrol-working.py. I'll go ahead and open that working copy. And here we have a simple loop that prints out each character of a string. It looks like it's just printing the string, but it's actually doing it one character at a time in the loop. We'll go ahead and run this, and you see that that's what it looks like. And let's say that we wanted to skip all of the letter S's. We could simply say if C equals S and continue. And what continue does is it shortcuts the loop. It just goes back to the beginning and gets the next iteration without doing whatever comes after it. If we save this and run, we see that we skip all the S's. On the other hand, maybe we want to end at the first S. Maybe we're just looking for the first S. So we can use break, and break jumps out of the loop entirely. We save this and run it. That terminates the loop. Just prints the first three characters, and when it gets to that first S, it stops entirely. So that's break and continue. Finally, there's one more control in Python. It's called else, and it works just like else does in an if statement. I say else here and print else. I'll get rid of this break. And what this does is this gets run whenever this condition becomes completely false. In other words, when the iterator is out of stuff to iterate, then else gets used. So if I save this and run it, you see that it prints the entire string and then it prints else. And else also works in a while loop. Actually, all of these controls also work in a while loop. I'm just going to show you this one. I'm going to do this as a while loop here. We'll say I equals 0, and while I is less than the length of S. We don't have the C here anymore. We can say S sub I, and then we'll need to increment. All right, here we go. So let's save this and run it, and we see that does exactly the same thing. So when this condition becomes false, in other words, when we've incremented past the end of the string, then else gets used, and it prints the else down there. So that's break and continue and else, and these are controls that will break entirely out of a loop, will shortcut a loop with continue, or else is used when the condition becomes completely false, or if it's never true in the first place. So that's break, continue, and else.